999 days in Mumbai, 994 days in Hyderabad, 961 in Delhi, 948 in Chennai, and 904 days in Kolkata. That's more than 3 years' wait for a US visa. If you're planning a business trip or travel to the United States of America and you've applied in the B1, B2 category of visas, then your interview might come sometime in 2025. Who is affected? The delays in issuance of visa is affecting students, tourists, those with H1-b visas. However, this wait is only for those who do not qualify for the Dropbox facility or the interview waiver in India. Now, what is a Dropbox facility? It is a facility wherein you are waived of the interview that one requires, and this is for those holding B1, B2 visas, H1-b visas, students, exchange visitors. All of them can avail this facility. In fact, the United States of America's Embassy in New Delhi recently announced that they have increased the number of B1, B2 interview waiver appointments in Delhi, Chennai, and Mumbai. This just ahead of the holiday season. So what can you do? The US State Department has said that processing of visas will reach pre-pandemic levels in 2023. But until then, do not commit to your air tickets until you have your visas to be on the safer side. Your immigration status will stay the same while you wait for your new visas if you make the application in the 28 days before your visa ends. If you already have the right to work, access education, receive benefits, then all these rights will remain intact until you receive your new visa. Experts advise applicants to plan their travel 90 days in advance so that there is enough time for the processing of your visas. Now, in case of visas for the UK, you can opt for priority service, in which case a decision will be made within 5 days of the interview date, or also opt for super priority service, which will lead to a decision within a day of the interview. But in the UK, these services are very expensive, very steep to get priority services or super priority service. However, the United States of America does have an emergency service, a category for visas in case you have an emergency or an urgent need to travel to the United States of America. But for that, you will have to meet the criteria that will allow you to avail emergency visa. Now, what is really happening? The US visa services are trying to clear the backlog because of halting of operations since March 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. In fact, the US Embassy explained that wait time for non-immigrant visa applicants has gone up due to reduced workforce and coronavirus-related restrictions in operations since March 2020. In fact, this was an issue that was raised by External Affairs Minister Jaishankar when he met his counterpart Secretary Blinken in September and responded to queries on what Washington DC is doing about it, saying that the US is focused on the issue of delays. The US has further responded that they have doubled consular hiring of US officers and newly trained employees are making their way to overseas consular adjudicator positions, including in India. Now, are other countries facing the same problem? Well, yes, there are many countries that are facing delays in issuance of visas. It also includes countries from Schengen states, the UK, Canada. In fact, the United Kingdom had come out and High Commissioner Alex Ellis actually explained the delays and why the delays are taking place, which is similar to that of the United States of America, the backlog, also the fact that the season for students to get visas and the kind of requests that were really coming in are primarily the reasons why there have been massive delays. The reduced workforce certainly created and amplified that entire issue and problem. Now, Canada currently also has a long waiting period. Also, Schengen states, of which the Danish embassy recently announced temporary suspension of short stay visas and resident permits. So there are a lot of problems with various countries and all of them trying to handle the situation of delays in visas only because of the COVID-19 pandemic that hit the world and globally affected travel. now trying to get back into travel, trying to get back to issuing visas has become a Herculean task, because they have to get back the manforce, and that certainly is taking time. Also, there is a massive backlog which needs to be cleared.
For more informative videos like this, keep watching India Today News Mo.